Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live from the road, because I've got news so good, it just cannot wait for you. That's right. And I not only have one story, but I have four, because I love you all so much. And these are free stories for you today. Do me a favor, smash that like if you would, chat in with where you're from. It's good to see you on. I see you on, Gary from Commie, Illinois, so I see you, but who else is on? I mean, I know there were some other people chatting before, but anyways, I've got really good news here. Is that Michelle from Duluth is on? Iowa's on. Man, where Trump is up. I mean, what is he, 64 points? I think he's at 64% in Iowa right now. Just FYI. South Dakota, Philly's on. Germany, I've got one of my stories is from Germany. I'm so excited about this. All right, so check this out. I'm going to start with this story because it's awesome. But Brandon Straka just tweeted out, victory. This was 1 hour ago. He won the J6 civil case against him by the corrupt, lying, leftist, Soros-funded DC nonprofit lawyer firm, Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under law. That's right. I mean, it's not only great that Brandon Straka gets this resolved, but it's even better that it's against a Soros-funded flipping attorney firm. Oh, these people are pissing me off so bad. These leftists trying to take over everything. Anyways, so Rebecca, can you do me? My daughter's here. Can you hold that phone? Do you think you can hold it steady? Okay, yeah. So check this out. My daughter's holding the phone for me. We're out shopping. I'm interrupting my shopping with my daughter to bring you this because it's so good. All right. Over 2 years ago, back to Brandon Straka. Over 2 years ago, I was served, this is directly from his tweet, I was served in a civil lawsuit by 8 black and brown Capitol police officers whom I've never met, who had he had no contact with on J6, and whom he was not even with the proximity of. They sued me under the KKK Act, alleging that I engaged in a white supremacist attack on black and brown police officers, that I caused their injuries, which included being pepper sprayed and becoming exhausted. I had not even read to that part yet. So like, I'm reading this fresh too. Smash that like if you would, please. 505 people on already, but only 83 likes. It really helps spread this out. Okay, the case entered discovery where, this is just so funny to me, that they were exhausted, and that was their... Do you people get that? I mean, they said they were exhausted. He caused their injuries, which included being pepper sprayed and becoming exhausted. Have you guys ever thought, just yes or no in the chat right now, if you would, please, has becoming exhausted ever been a personal injury to you? Becoming physically exhausted. I don't get this. Almost every detail and allegation against me was a lie. In fact, I'll say a known lie. Knowing that I committed no violence on J6 and didn't encourage anybody else to either. This lawsuit that I violently breached the barricades of the Capitol and proceedings to attack police officers, including the plaintiffs. The case entered discovery. This is the beautiful thing. It entered discovery. That's why not all cases are bad, people. Okay, because then discovery. See, everybody thinks no. Yeah, exactly. I mean, exhausted. Oh my gosh, it's just such an assault. I'm exhausted. Anyways, but when cases like this are brought forth, discovery ensues, and we get to find out all kinds of beautiful things. Okay, evidence was gathered that conclusively showed that none of these officers were even on the side of the building that he was on. The case, get this though, this is where it gets rough. The case cost Brandon well into 6 figures to defend in hundreds and hundreds of hours of his time, which of course was the whole point. The left has weaponized our legal system. So this is the bad news of it, and it's very true. The left has weaponized the legal system, turning Democrat majority districts into a playground where they can abuse the process and harm those who get in the way of their political agendas. But this case was even too preposterous for the DC courts, and after years of fighting, he won. It's a much-needed victory for truth, decency, and even a shred of restoration in our faith that justice still exists within corners of our legal system. Isn't that amazing? This case was so far gone that it was even too much for DC. This is nuts. Anyways, somebody said, "Where's Neil?" I'm right here. Did your screen go black or something? Everybody else, can you see me? Because somebody's saying like I can't see me. I hope I'm still streaming. Heads up, white Tahoe and the dude outside your car, brother. Where? So anyways, all right. Now, check this out. I've got another piece of news. This one isn't as good a news, but it is breaking news, and it's really wild because I've covered some of this before. But Julie Kelly tweeted out a letter from Benny Thompson. Benny Thompson was the guy who headed up the, I'll grab it here quick, Rebecca, who headed up the J6 Commission, obviously. And he's the actual real insurrectionist, okay? Well, Benny Thompson confirms in a letter to Representative Loudermilk that rather than turn over all the evidentiary materials produced by J6 committee, some files were instead given to guess who? Fani Willis, Merrick Garland, and Jack Smith, and withheld from House Republicans. That's right. You can't make this crap up. He literally gave the materials to Fani Willis, Merrick Garland, and Jack Smith, and we withheld the information from House Republicans. Julie goes on, as I reported earlier, Thompson did not archive videos of witness interviews. Some written transcripts remain missing as well. And if you remember, Kirsten Welker of NBC News was interviewing Donald Trump, and Donald Trump told her, hey, look, they held back this information. Where did it go? It's missing. And she's like, that hasn't been proven. And here we are with the letter, Kirsten. If you were a real journalist, she goes, do you know what her response to that too was? She said, well, I asked the J6 committee. Oh my gosh. The journalistic amazement, the investigation. You asked the very committee that wouldn't have turned over the documents if they turned over the documents, and that's the basis for your fact. These people are idiots, okay? Anyways, so here it is. This letter, just on December 13th. I am in receipt of your letter. This is from Benny Thompson, okay, regarding the records of the bipartisan. It wasn't bipartisan. Oh, gosh. Does anybody believe that Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger are actual Republicans? Does anybody out there believe it? In fact, answer this in the chat. Just one more response. Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, Democrat or Republican? Curious to see if anybody thinks these people are actually Republicans. I don't think anybody does in my audience. I don't think you're that stupid. Anyways, the bipartisan select committee to investigate the J6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Okay? And then he goes on to about some clause and rules and everything. It's been transferred to the Committee on House Administration pursuant to, as stated in my July 7th, 2023 letter to you, the bipartisan select committee worked diligently to archive official permanent, and he puts that in parentheses, official permanent records consistent with House Rule 7. Okay, official permanent records. So that's what they're trying to do some legal speak. He's obviously had some counsel look at this, and then, so we don't turn these records over because these aren't official permanent records, but they actually are, but he should say they're not. Further, as stated in the final report, the bipartisan select committee transmitted its evidence of potential crimes to prosecutors conducting concurrent independent investigations. Does anybody believe that these concurrent investigations are not coordinated? Does anybody believe this crap? I wonder if the normies would read this letter and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, these are concurrent independent investigations. They're not conspiring against Donald Trump and they're not working together. I don't think anybody believes it anymore. That's why Trump is crushing the numbers so bad. Here's just a really quick one from Scott Pressler. Beaver County, Pennsylvania has officially flipped from Democrat to Republican registered voters. There are 91 more registered Republicans than Democrats now in Beaver County, Pennsylvania. That is a big flip. It's been blue for a long time. I mean, Scott Pressler racks up wins. That's the beautiful thing about him. By the way, I'm curious if anybody in my audience saw this. I'll play the video for you here. I'm gonna blow it up here, and I've got it on my computer here. Hold on. I gotta see if anybody's seen this video. Okay, check this out.
The body of late Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, you're seeing there, lying in repose in the court's Great Hall. The public now has a chance to.
There he is, collapsing.
Oh, looks like. So we're just watching this. live with you, and we have a moment here where someone who is coming, it appears up. Was it one of the honor guards?
One of the honor guard.
One of the honor guards. Did that show up well for everybody? What it is it's a video of one of the honor guards at Sandra Day O'Connor's funeral collapsing. Did y'all see that? I mean, I couldn't see the screen, obviously. I just had the camera on it, but he just collapsed. Like, that's normal now. People just collapsing is normal. When did that happen? When did that? Good. I'm glad you guys are able to see it. Good. Well, good. I'm glad you don't watch CNN, Jim. That gives me hope. Hope in America that people aren't watching CNN. But nonetheless, that's just happened on live on TV from, yes, he just collapsed. Just happened. That's not a win. But here, I want to give you, and then I'm going to close this stream up with some great things from Victor Davis Hanson's some thoughts that I caught in an article of his on American greatness, okay? Knees were locked. I don't think that's it. But anyways, please do smash that like. And check out my sponsor, MyPillow, mypillow.com. Promo code Lumberjack for big savings, people. And go check out my merchandise store. I pinned it at the top of the chat. Great shirts over there. I identify as non-binary. Take this jab and shove it. Well, I got other good stuff over there. I can't remember them all right now, but they're good and you'll like them. So go check them out. If you use promo code Lumberjack, I just activated this on my site again. I'm going to leave it up for a couple days, but if you use promo code Lumberjack on my merchandise store right now, which is lumberjacklogicShow.square.site, you'll get 20% off. Best blends available. All of them are great. I mean, I don't like cheap shirts. Okay, so here we go. Check this out from Victor Davis Hanson. Well beyond hypocrisy. The abject narcissism of the insular left is startling. They apparently believe the American public is amnesic enough to forget what leftists once did, now that they're doing the utter opposite. And they assume we are to discount their hypocrisy and self-absorption simply because they self-identify as erudite and moral and assume their opponents are irredeemable and deplorable. This is beautiful writing right here, people. It's so true. They think we'll forget. They've done so much, though, now. And usually that's normal. See, here's the problem with politics. It's like a month is a lifetime in politics. Everybody forgets, right? But we're not forgetting now. They've done too much. They've gone too far. They've crossed the Rubicon, people. Impeachment. The left is saturating the airwaves with outrage over the current House Republicans' impeachment inquiry. They allege that formally investigating Joe Biden's role in his family grifting operations is somehow a poor constitutional precedent, if not out of bounds entirely. That's right, because, gosh, Joe didn't know anything about Hunter's dealings, people. I just want you to know that. Not a darn thing. Carolyn from Utah, good to see you on. So they literally think that we actually have fallen for the Hunter did not have his father involved. The big guy was never involved, okay? So I saw somebody say, never forget, never forgive. I'll forgive him. We just can't forget. I mean, but we still need justice too. So there's a difference. So you don't want to be after revenge. You want to be after justice because justice is righteous. Okay. You are going after the people who have injured people and you just want to see justice served. I don't want revenge. I don't want them beheaded in the streets. I don't want anything like that. Okay. I just want justice. That's it. Justice. And I can forgive them. Seriously, I mean, if we can't forgive them, after all we've been forgiven of, it's a problem, people. Forgive them. So we hear further arguments that it will be unwise to impeach a first-term president when he loses his House majority, that there is no reason to waste congressional time and effort when Biden will be automatically acquitted in the democratically controlled Senate. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is he needs to be called out for it. Okay, all of these are the precise arguments many of us cited when Donald Trump was impeached in December 2019 as his re-election campaign began and immediately after being cleared of the 22-month, $40 million special counsel Russia collusion hoax. Okay, so we haven't forgotten that. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. He goes on a lot more about that, but I'm going to go down to this one. This is a long article. I just want to get to some key ones. Whistleblowers. Do we remember when not long ago whistleblowers were normal? The alleged whistleblower, Eric Ciaramella, an Obama holdover who had borrowed who had burrowed inside the Trump administration had zero firsthand knowledge of the Trump phone call to Ukrainian President Zelensky. Okay, remember this? So Obama holdout and the whole Ukrainian Zelensky phone call. But we all saw Obama talking to Putin, or no, Obama's guy talking to Putin going, yeah, well, when Obama's president, we'll have more leverage, we'll be able to give you more of what you want. Smash the like if you would, please, and do subscribe if you're new. I'm sure there's a few newbies on. If you're new, chat in that you're new. You will be welcomed by this audience. You watch. My audience will welcome you in. Ukrainian expatriate Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, that guy, what a clown, was on the call as a member of the Trump National Security Team. He broke the law and apparently disclosed the classified call in outrage that Trump was apparently too hard on his native Ukraine. Okay, so here we go again. He breaks, it's just so crazy. Remember this guy? He literally disclosed. He breaks the law, discloses the call. He's heralded as a hero on the left, but now there's all these whistleblowers, okay? And whistleblowers now, IRS Supervisory Special Agent Gary Shapley and 13-year Special IRS Agent Joe Ziegler never violated any statute or disclosed classified information. They did not leak a presidential phone call to a foreign leader. Instead, both came forward as whistleblowers to testify before Congress about how the Biden Justice Department deliberately and carefully ensured that the mountain of evidence for the prosecution of Hunter Biden that they had presented had simply been ignored, at least long enough for the statute of limitations to run out on his most egregious crimes. And now, dictators, never-Trumpers, and leftists vie to predict the most nightmarish consequences of a 2024 Trump election win. Supposedly, he will commit every imaginable sin, people, from ending habeas corpus to jailing his enemies. Okay, I know. You're out there, you're laughing right now because you're going, They say what? Yeah. They think that, oh yeah, all these things are being said, right? He's going to end habeas corpus, he's going to jail his enemies. What? Have we seen any of that going on out there? I'm just curious. Have you guys seen any of Biden's enemies not getting a right to a speedy trial or quite possibly getting jailed? For parading? That's a charge now, a misdemeanor charge. You got to get projectocrats. Exactly, Voodoo. Okay. This fear-mongering has no basis in fact, especially given that the nation has already experienced a Trump administration for 4 years, and it saw none of the weaponization that the CIA, FBI, DOJ, and IRS that we are now seeing under the Biden and earlier Obama administrations. You guys remember the Tea Party? And the IRS used against conservatives? Do you guys remember that story? I know so much has gone on in the last few years that some of this stuff gets kind of forgotten. But do y'all remember how the IRS, Lois Lerner, what was her name? Lois Lerner, wasn't it? Who went after all the conservatives? The weaponized IRS under Obama? Gosh. Anyways, so we've seen all this. We know. And this is why, people, that it's just not working anymore for them. It's just not working. This article is really good. In fact, let me see. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can read it in its entirety because I got to get you one more story and then I got to get back to doing things here with my daughter. But let's see. I want you guys to have this link to this article. So I'm going to go to my channel. You might hear some background noise here because it'll pull up the video. But I want to just put this in the chat. It'll just be for a second. I got the volume off. So there you go. All right. And I'll do it again. Okay. There you go. So that's the article by Victor Davis Hanson, if you want to read it. But here, to really end this on a fun note for you. Oh, man, where did that go? Where did that story go? German farmers fine. I'll just tell you what it is. I had a short write-up on this, but it's disappeared here off my computer. I must have hit the wrong button. German farmers are in the streets of Berlin spraying manure. This is like the Dutch farmer protest, okay? This is actually happening in Germany right now. I'm telling you, the people are waking up everywhere. Germany. I mean, all of Europe is going down non-wokester road all of a sudden after they've dealt with all of these immigrants from the Middle East that just poured in. and that their leaders said, you need to allow them in because of your subjugation and your colonialism, and the former British Empire colonized all these places, whatever they say. Okay, so you need to let all these people in, and now there's actual crazy crime in the streets, murders and rapes and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, it's not working anymore, and the world is waking up. I mean, you can look at the elections in Italy, you can look at the Netherlands, you can look at Argentina, you can look at the uprising in Ireland, you can look at oh gosh, there's another election that just happened, and then look at the numbers Trump is up by. And I heard somebody talking about how Trump is up so much now that's why they're constantly floating these ideas. It was really good analysis. I think I might have retweeted that on my Twitter, my X. I keep forgetting it's X. So if you go to my X account and you just look through my profile on X, you'll probably find that story. But anyways, somebody just said, I did not know this. Haplo Patron, thank you. You said 70% of Germany is farmland. I had no idea on that. Anyways, all taking place, people. Just hold the line. Okay, don't give up. Don't give up the fight. We're winning this one. We're winning. The world is waking up. Okay, it's all right. Go get some of my merchandise. Seriously, go get one of those Take This Gem and Shove It shirts. I wear that. People love it. Every time I wear that shirt, people come up to me and compliment me on it. I had my Let's Go Brandon hoodie on the other day, and I was in Costco, and somebody comes up, love the shirt. So anyways, I pinned it at the top. I'll post it for you afterwards. I'll pin it in the comments down below. But thanks for listening to another episode. Again, if you're new, subscribe and smash the like button on your way out, please. It really does help get the stream out. So, all right, catch y'all later. Peace out.